Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. In this time, I will present about language. I will also tell about what is the meaning of language in a system, what is a meaning of language in arbitrary, what is a meaning of language in vocal, and what is a meaning of language at symbols. Before I talk about the topic, let me introduce myself. My name is Muhammad Faridin Al-Attar, and you can call me Attar, Attar. I came from Class D of English Literature. I live in Cinambo at Cisaranten Street, Bandung. Okay, back to topic. Before starting to discuss a language, sometimes we are necessary to define it. In this relation, some people may make some questions such as what is the meaning of language, or what a define of the language, and the other people says it is made up of sentences that convey meaning, or perhaps someone else says it is a means of communication. But I think the define the meaning of language is a tool to we can talk or communication to other people. Yeah. Why language is important in this life to we can communication or and other people? Why? I think a functions of language is language help us express our feelings and thoughts. This is unique to our species because it is a way to express unique ideas and custom within different cultures, and, and learning a foreign language. You can understand ideas and thought that might different from your own culture when you using a language. And language also important in every aspect in our lives because it allows people to communication in manner that enables the sharing of common ideas. Oral language designed to be listened to and sound conventional, which means that uh, which means that a word choice must be simpler, more informal, and more repetitive. Language. So I think language is most important in our life. Without a spoken language, people would probably write a lot more. It would completely change our culture and society. Well, if there was no language communication, we'd still proceed. No, this is because humans, just like many other animals, have to relate and social through some form of communication. I think that, uh, and also without language, we can to speak with another people. We can speak. We can talk to another people. To very good, and we can we would speak with people are bad if language is a now thing is in our life. Uh, okay. After we we define about language, uh, let me let me describe, let me define, let me explain what is a meaning of uh, language as system, arbitrary vocal and symbols. Okay, first I start from system. Uh, what's a meaning of language in as a system? Since a language said to be in a system, it must be systematic in a nature. The systematic of language can be seen from the fact that, take an example, if we regard a language as being made up of sounds, we find out that only uh, certain sounds occur in any one language, that these occur in certain regular and predictable patterns. In English, for instance, when a name for a new soap was coined, Prel was possible but not sure, because the cluster does not occur in the language. As has been known, a sentence is a combination of some words. The sentence is not ordered at random. In this relation, for example, we cannot say goes Abdan schools to every day. No, I think English language has our paths of ordering some words uh, to be a sentence. The patterns of ordering show that language must be systematic. Okay, for example, back to back to uh, back to goes Ali schools to every day. I think it's not correct. The uh, so I think the sentence should uh, Ali goes to school every day. I think that's a correct of sentence if the language must be systematic. Two, two. What is a meaning language as arbitrary? A language is said to be arbitrary. The means that is firstly created on the basis social agreement. In this relation, there is not reasonable explanation for intents. For example, why a certain four-footed domestic animal is called dog in English. In Japanese, or in Japanese, they called a four-footed domestic animal is anjing in Indonesian. Giving name of the animal is really best language lead us to conclude that property or linguistic sense is their arbitrary relationship with the objects that are used to indicate. Okay. For example, 3. What is a meaning of language as a vocal? Vocal. Speak about vocal. I think Vocal is the people uh, speak uh, speak a sentence, and we hear uh, people what speak to me. I think vocal vocal uh, yeah. 3. What is a meaning language as a vocal? I think language is more than just collection of random sounds. It is about the ability to communicating meaning. A phoneme is a sound that has meaning for the language. In English, for example, B and P, B, P are phonemes as they are involved in determining the meaning of words. Pit and bit, yeah, pit and bit and pitch and beach, yeah. Uh, that's another example. Uh, post and post, boom and boom. That's uh that's a different sentence from a language as a visual, but but in language as a vocal, I think uh, it's just only for people who can hearing the sounds, or the people speaks to him. But uh, how about the people they can hear? Yes. In a vocal, uh, in language as vocal, some example that are called visual. Visual. We talk about visual. That is who the people can hearing sounds of sentence. In example, visual language used for the deaf people. Yeah. For example, the deaf people can hear us sounds of hearing people speak to him or her. For example, uh, or I think okay. I think for another language, maybe you know lah. I think uh, some many people uh, has now about visual language. Okay, at last of questions, what is a meaning language as a symbols? Uh, Language and symbols, the most crucial aspect of human communication. Symbols convey linguistic and social meanings. Linguistics meanings is expressed through linguistic units like words. Aristotle once said that spoken words are the symbols of experience in the physics, while written words are symbols of the spoken. The social meanings of symbols can be best illustrated by the ubiquitous tissue papers in its relations to shopping in Singapore. Just like how a pocket of tissue paper left on the table in hawker centers or food courts informs Singaporeans that the table is already job taken. Symbols denote specific ideas or notions which have been agreed upon by members of the community. These meanings are learned and reinforced by interaction among community members. Therefore, symbols share a convention-based relationship with their objects. I think, uh, in a short, symbols are vital due to cognitive and cultural role they play in human social life. In this chapter, we will go back in time to look at the beginning of symbols. We will define what symbols are, trace their evolution over time, before determining how symbols contribute to the birth of language for the communication. Okay. I think that's only I can speak in this video. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I speak, if I tell, if I explain is too many bad in this video. I'm sorry for my mistake. And assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.